Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Elder Scrolls Arena Pistol Starts. This is Stonekeep. I actually beat this level already. It took me 2 attempts. You'll see why the first attempt failed, it's quite funny. But I was not particularly satisfied with the quality of my successful attempt. I don't think I was particularly prepared for how grueling a lot of it would be and how repetitive a lot of the combat was going to be. And I don't want the video to just be a series of fast-forwarding and me mostly not talking. Aaron Highborn. I will still, of course, be doing a lot of fast-forwarding. I'm not going to just try to fill in dead air the entire time. That's a very rookie mistake I've noticed with a lot of beginner Let's Players. I'm sure I'll still make plenty of rookie mistakes myself. That's fine. But I want to make sure that this is at least something watchable. So for this, we are going to want an agility of at least 70 and an endurance of at least 40. Or not an agility of 70, Jesus. An agility of at least 60 and an endurance of at least 45. Which we actually got on our first try here, so I don't have to re-roll at all. The first time I did this, I went for far more aggressive stats, and it took a very long time. I may have to go for aggressive stat re-rolling on some of the harder dungeons. Let's immediately toggle that pixelation. But in this one, it's a little unnecessary. Alright, I will be showing off a lot of the stuff in this dungeon. Like the lore hidden within it and whatnot. Alright, good, we got the goblins. Because there's wolves over there that will kill me if they spawn. Yeah, I will be showing off like all the lore and story this dungeon has, because it's actually quite a neat little dungeon. I like it a lot. But we do have to take care of our immediate situation first. 3 bonus points on that. It's not very good. But yeah, the story around this dungeon is that we are supposed to get a parchment for Queen Blubombka of Rihad, which is a city in Hammerfell. The reason we need this is so that she can use it to help decipher an Elder Scroll. And with that, she will be able to give us the location of Fanglair. Presumably she needs that parchment for other reasons as well. Like I'm sure there's other things on that parchment which would help her. But if we help her, she'll help us, It's sort of, like, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours sort of situation. This parchment was stolen by a goblin necromancer named Golthog the Dark. A pretty generic necromancer name, I guess, especially for a goblin.
I see you have...
And so you will see throughout the course of this dungeon signs of the goblins killing the former rulers of Stonekeep. Because this is actually an ancient ruined fortress. And Golthog and his minions killed the previous inhabitants. That's not good. Okay. Now, you'll see here, one of the techniques I'm using already this early on is making bridges over water. This is very useful because it allows me to inch my way towards enemies I would otherwise be unable to inch towards. Because you saw, like, that wolf was very, very able to pathfind around that particular wall. Enemies are very good at pathfinding around walls in some directions and very bad in other directions. It's one of the quirks of Arena, and I am not being very careful with these wolves at all, am I? Yeah, once these guys are dead, I'll show you more of some of the lore of this. I'll just go ahead and fast forward through a lot of this fighting real quick, because it's going to be a lot of the same, just going back and forth and resting. Alright, now that that Minotaur is dead, and now I actually got a decent amount of bonus points in the level up. Oh, the short bow is going to be really nice. Why don't I go ahead and show you around the place a little bit. I also got this mark in this crystal during the fast forward. I am curious as to what they do. Yeah, so this is the entrance to Stonekeep. When you step right here, you see a cracked sign, shrouded in dust, reads, "Welcome to Stonekeep. Surrender all weapons to the guards, for we are the keepers of peace." I assume the skeletons you find here are the guards. Yeah, pretty nice place. Let's loot it all. Oh, I was not expecting there to be more goblins. Alright, let's go ahead and rest up. There's some treasure here that we ought to get. Oh, nice, another short sword. The first two attempts I made at this, the game just never gave me another short sword, so I eventually had to resort to using my fists, which sucks because it makes everything take longer. Adamantium helm. It'd be really cool if I could use that. Always go ahead and use the rest command as like an enemy detector so I don't box myself in. An old faded sign reads, "The king and palace are lost. We, the last survivors of the court of Stonekeep, are heading south through the goblins' caves." So it would be that way, and there's a few different ways you can get over to the goblin caves. The, I guess, intended route from that room is to go this way, because you'll see there's like a bit of a prison area over there. I am actually going to briefly come back over here to where the wolves were. I don't think there's any loot in these doors. Oh, no, there is. There's one pile. 84 gold pieces. That'll do me a lot of good when I can't buy stuff. But you know what? If I'm gonna die, better to die rich, right? Yeah, I'm gonna make a brief detour over here because there are some skeletons this way that are pretty easy to kill, all things considered, because they get stuck on this wall here. And even if they somehow get past that wall, which they usually don't, they can't get onto those raised platforms, so I can always inch my way forwards. So with that being said, I am going to fast forward here just to go ahead and kill these skeletons. Alright, there we go. I believe all the skeletons here are down. I'm going to go ahead and heal up real quick, just in case something else kills me, but I'm 99% sure I'm safe here now. Yeah, I'm going to try to not just make this a montage of fast-forwarding, but obviously there will be a lot of fast-forwarding through this, because I am not going to make you guys sit through something like that. That would be genuinely kind of insane. Alright, so let's see, we just got a bracelet. What does that do? -4 to AR. Nice, alright. It is time to figure out what the marks and crystals do. Let's try the mark first. Mark of Fireball, that's what I figured it was, just wanted to double check. Crystal of Fireball as well. The crystal is going to be a lot more useful because it has a lot more uses on it. Since I'm such a low level, the fireballs will often struggle to kill. It doesn't matter that it's an enchanted item, it's still, the damage is still calculated based off of player level. Alright, let's go into the prisons now. Well, this is actually part of an office, but there's these underwater tunnels which lead to different areas. Let me double check the map here to make sure that the surrounding area is all completely safe. I know what this is, I remember this room. Alright, so a note about spiders and really just any paralyzing enemy when you are near water. If you get paralyzed while in water, that's just it. The game is hard-coded to just kill you right then and there. It will give you a special message about how you have drowned, due to your paralysis, and then you die. There is no saving throw, there is no chance to try to use cure paralysis. You just straight up die. So it's, you gotta be very careful when dealing with these guys around water. A fun fact regarding that is you get the exact same message if you get paralyzed while in lava, proving once and for all that lava in Arena is just orange water that hurts you. I'm going to fast forward through these two spiders real quick, and then I will resume normal speed. Alright, the spiders are dead. It is now time to go kill more spiders. The king and palace are lost, we the last survivors are... Yep, it's that same message from before. Oh hey, a pile of loot. It's got another mark. It's also got a Tonto, which I do not believe I can use. Oh, I can. Alright, that's actually nifty to have. How much does the short sword do by comparison? 1 to 8. Alright. This is a 7 charge mark. What does this mark do? Fireballs again. Alright. Let's switch over to the one that has fewer uses first. And then, there's another spider there. But I don't want to waste my bow if I don't have to, so I'm going to take... It's one of the heaviest things I have. Seems to be that adamantium helm. I'm going to take this. I'm going to drop it into the water to create a bridge. I'm going to use that to inch my way to the spider so I can kill it. So, an interesting quirk about the Elder Scrolls Arena is it is a 3D game. It does calculate 3D, but there's only certain parts of the game that calculate 3D, and they only do it at certain times because this needed to be able to run on a computer from 1994. Alright, the spider is past that wall, which means it is safe for me to drop down here real quick. And so, the game, as an optimization technique, will frequently take shortcuts whenever it thinks it's safe. Sometimes it is correct in these assumptions, but only sometimes. And so you get odd quirks like how when there is an object in the same tile that you are in the same voxel rather, it just never checks to see if it should adjust your height. Because, like, why would it, right? It just assumes that you're going to be good. This is why things such as bridges over water actually work. Alright. Oh, fuck. Alright. I am going to... Actually, I don't think I will fast forward through this, because these spiders go down fairly quickly. There's another spider still. Where's he at? You can pathfind around that corner really good. That's the thing that scares me. It's always better... If you have to, you can always choose the better side of valor in this game. There you go, there's another one of those pre-programmed ambient noises that occurs in dungeons. Oh. Oh no. Okay. So there's at least one more spider after this guy. Gotcha. Now, after these spiders are down, there's either one or two other packs of enemies that also spawn in here. So I will be fast-forwarding through that. Alright, I have no idea how much progress the other spider made towards getting to me, if any. Okay, so I think that spider was just pushed by the other spider, and that's why he was able to reach me. Gotcha. Come on. Die. I said die already. These guys are, incredibly threatening because their paralysis lasts for a long period of time. So unless you have some way to continuously heal yourself until the paralysis ends, or unless you have some way to cure the paralysis, that's just kind of the end of you. In some runs I do get ways to cure the paralysis, or not cure the paralysis, but I get ways to heal. I do not have that in this run, at least not yet. Alright, these ghouls, obviously undead created by Golthog. These are the previous guards and office workers and whatnot of Stonekeep. They become a lot more relevant to the story of this place later, and you'll see why. But for right now, they're just enemies that take a while to kill, so I will be fast-forwarding through this. Alright, and that is the entire place cleared out. An ebony helm. The absolute best helm you can possibly get in the game. And I can't equip it, because I'm playing as a burglar. Alright, and there is another loot pile right here, I believe. Bag of 99 gold pieces. Got 99 gold pieces and a Septimate 1. Alright, so if I continue forward north through these flooded tunnels, you'll see there's a skeleton guy right there. I'm not comfortable fighting him from this angle, so I am actually going to go around. I'm actually going to go take the front entrance that this rusty key goes to. So I'll just fast forward real quick. Alright, here we are. We got drums playing right now, so I can't exactly hear enemies. I won't be able to hear them for a while. Which means the first sign of an enemy attacking me may be that enemy detector. Oh, the drums have ceased now. The lizard men are kind of funny. They aren't particularly threatening other than their paralyzing attack. They have a low chance to paralyze you. The paralysis doesn't last for very long, so even if you have no counter to it, you will still just sometimes survive it. But that's not a gamble I would like to take. So I will be doing everything in my power to avoid getting hit by them as much as I can. Oh god, more drums. No, don't block me. Alright, it's just a goblin. This lock is an insult to your abilities. See, because I am a burglar, and because I have a fairly high agility, I can actually pick quite a few locks that you're not supposed to pick. At very high levels, the burglar actually gets the ability to pick locks that no other class in the entire game can pick, like magically held locks that are scripted to be impossible to lockpick, but the burglar can pick them. I don't know if this was intentional or if it's just a happy accident of programming overflowing, but it makes it a very fun class if you can deal with the fact that it is the hardest class in the entire game. This room and others nearby were offices at one time, but looting and decay have left them mere shells. And yeah, you can see like a cloth from someone who died, a table there, and that's about it. There's really not much in that office, which is sad because it used to be beautiful. Alright. I nearly got boned there. That would have been bad. Alright, where's that other skeleton at then? Oh, he's right there! Alright. I'm going to make the assumption that I already fast-forwarded through that other guy, so I might fast-forward this one real quick. Yep, he's down as well. I should actually get my fatigue in order real quick. Fatigue is kind of important in Arena. It lasts a long time, but if it runs out and there are enemies nearby, you're just dead, because you literally drop of complete exhaustion. You cannot stand or stay awake any longer once that hits 0. There's 2 scenarios you never want that to happen in. You never want it to happen when you're in water, or orange water, and you never want it to happen when there are enemies nearby, because in both of those cases, that is an instant game over. No saving throw, you just lose. If it happens and there are no enemies nearby, and you are not in water or orange water, then you rest for 1 hour automatically, and standard resting rules apply. So if you're, say, on a raised platform like one of those, you're completely safe. Otherwise, you might get an ambush enemy to spawn. Getting an ambush enemy to spawn when you're completely unprepared may still spell death for you, but it's better than outright immediately dying, because you at least get a chance to save yourself. Alright, where are these goblins at? Right there. Any more? Alright. You know the pattern by now. Go back, heal up, return. Rats? What's interesting to me is that, in the Terminator Rampage, which used the exact same engine this game uses, only, like, an alpha version of it, there were certain enemies who actually could not open doors. But in Arena, every single enemy in the game can open doors, even ones you wouldn't expect to be able to. Come on, let me out. Such as, for example, as you just saw, rats. Okay, these guys are getting pretty close to routing me. Orcs, thankfully, aren't too tough in this game. They weren't terribly tough in Daggerfall either, but they're even lower as an enemy in this game. I think there's like a couple other packs of enemies that spawn in here, so when I rest, yep. Just goblins. Nothing crazy. Alright. I am near some other rooms though, so yep. Just what I suspected. Alright. Ooh, a mark. That actually may be useful. Let's see what it does real quick. 11 charges. Pick spell target. Alright, let's see the map here. I'm not talking a whole lot right now, that's because I'm very focused, because when you have a situation like this, this is potentially very dangerous, because I have no idea what the spell is actually going to do. I don't know if it will be safe if I cancel it. So what I have to try to do is just, yep. Because if I go to cancel that and it doesn't cancel and I later try to go to my inventory either by clicking on it or by hitting F1, the game will register that as me trying to use the touch-based spell on myself, which is something you can do in this game. That is a feature, not a bug. And that can potentially kill you. There are situations you would actually want to do something like that, but they are particularly niche. Alright, where is this Minotaur at? Is he to my left or my right? Oh, he's in another room entirely. I see. Oh, fuck! Alright, you big yellow bastard, you're not so tough. Maybe you're a little tough. Slightly used. That one's new. That one is also new. Yeah, you also, like, whenever your weapon breaks, like, you don't just unequip the weapon. Oh hey, another short sword. What do you know? Like, you don't just unequip the weapon, you also, like, just outright sheathe your weapon entirely. I would imagine probably because the alternative was having, like, your fists suddenly appear out of nowhere. And so for aesthetic reasons, that was a really dumb place to try and ambush me from. Why did you ever think that was gonna work out? Yeah, they probably just assumed that it wouldn't have been particularly aesthetically pleasing, so instead they just unequip your weapon outright. Alright, let's see what's in on this. More bloodied clothes from someone who was once alive but no longer is. Oh hey, goblin tunnels. Complete with goblin. Alright, before I venture any further, I need to figure out where this goblin is so that I know I'm not just... Alright, that's why we do that. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't just going to spawn a completely unrelated enemy. Now, this dungeon uses a lot of like neat aesthetic tricks I've noticed. One of them is this has no side texture, this raised platform right here. It gives the illusion that it's being suspended by the walls, and I think that's pretty neat. Even if I can't use the items, junk items are still nice to have, just because I can use them for bridges. Alright. I'm going to retreat a bit, just so that way if something spawns, I will not get ambushed. Just more goblins. Even more goblins, huh? Well, it was overtaken by Gulthog, so it's not that out of left field, is it? Alright, I'm just going to fast forward until either this area gets cleared or something interesting happens. Alright, a potion. So there's a bit of an interesting mechanic with potions in Arena. If you right-click on them in your inventory, like unknown potions, you'll get a description for them. Like this one is, you see a decanter of bubbling clear liquid. These descriptions will actually tell you what potions they are if you know how to decipher it. Like, if you just give me a moment to look this up real quick. Yeah, this right here is actually a potion of purification. So any sort of like diseases or anything I have, it will fix right up for me. We are following the goblins' tunnels to the north to make our last stand. So yeah, this is actually, the goblin tunnels lead out this way. And if you keep heading in that direction, there will actually be ghouls over there on that island, and that is where the quest objective actually is at. And if I look up here on the map real quick, you can see you go from the entrance, you go to your right, that's where we fought all the wolves. You go up there, you can actually like get in and out in like about a minute or two if you know what you're doing. This can be a very short dungeon if you just happen to go the correct way. But the reason I don't recommend doing that is just because you miss out on a lot of the environmental storytelling this dungeon has. Obviously, due to technological limitations, it's not as advanced as the storytelling in, say, Skyrim is when it comes to environmental storytelling. But even this early on, one of the big things they were trying to do in the Elder Scrolls was actually tell a story with their environment. Now, it wasn't done with a fine-tooth comb, right? Like, not literally every single rat is placed there with a reason. Sometimes an enemy is just there to be an enemy. But even the enemy palettes are always done with a purpose. You know, like for example, with this dungeon, you have a lot of undead to represent Gulthog's army of the dead. And a lot of the enemy placements actually do make sense and are there to tell a story. Like, for example, the ghouls are the fallen soldiers who made their last stand. This chest is moldy, as if it had been submerged in water before being brought here. Nice a torque. Let's see what it's gonna give me. -1. Maybe not the worst thing ever. Katana. Can my character use katanas? No. That's unfortunate. Where are these skeletons at? Alright, there's at least one skeleton in here. So, if you get stuck inside of platforms like that, you just jump out. There are very few platforms in the entire game where you cannot just jump your way out of them if you get stuck. Alright, I'm actually not happy with that scenario at all, because that could just very easily lead to death. So I could just get surrounded and gangbanged by skeletons, and I have no method of healing. Yeah, there's only 2 moments in the entire game I can think of where it's actually possible to get permanently stuck in a raised platform. Ironically, one of those 2 times is inside of this dungeon, and it's actually one of the things that led to me being dissatisfied with my first take of this. Despite the fact that it was just in general a lot of me being silent and relied super heavily on fast forwarding. Even more than this relies. Because I did actually get stuck, and I used a very clever trick to get unstuck. And if you ever found yourself in that same scenario, you could use that trick. Where if you are on like a raised platform or an item or something, the game actually will not adjust your height when you load a save. So you can use this to essentially raise yourself up to the platform you're stuck in. Here we can see that the royalty at Stonekeep did drugs. Just one of the, the shadier things Arena likes to show about its world. There's a lot of small details like that. Not all of it is necessarily to scale, right? Like, for example, some of the village palaces actually just have a lich inside of them, like straight up a lich. And it shows you, hey, there's kind of some shady things going on. Those same palaces always have, like, a torture chamber inside of them as well. But, it's, of course, not necessarily lore that specifically the cities that have those palaces were torturing people and making deals with liches, because it's all randomized, right? Alright, where is this guy at? The lizard man is right there, okay. That's all I need to know, just because if he does paralyze me, that could spell death very easily. So this is the royal bedchamber, as you can see by that splash text there. These drapes, this is actually a clever asset reuse. Those drapes are used by pits of lava. Now, if you're only doing main quest dungeons, you will not have seen that yet by this point in the game if it's your first playthrough. So you might not even realize at first that that's a clever bit of asset reuse. Oh, that was not fun. Yeah, it's... Asset reuse is always something that kind of interests me from like a creative standpoint. Because, it definitely can be lazy, but it's not necessarily always lazy, right? Because you always have a limited, finite amount of resources with which to make something. It's -4, it's -5. Nice. And so finding clever ways to, you know, get more bang for your buck without sacrificing artistic integrity is something I actually really like. And you see that a lot with films as well. They'll find clever ways to reuse sets and special effects. Yeah, this right here, this is where you can get stuck. You can get stuck between those two platforms. Alright, I need to rest up after that. That actually was, surprisingly tough. That almost killed me. Alright, where's the skeleton at, then? There's a skeleton right there, it seems. Yeah, enemies in Arena generally aren't capable of pathfinding, but they're weirdly capable here. To a suspicious degree, and far more here than anywhere else in the game. And the reason why I'm suspicious about that is because enemies in the Terminator Rampage, which, again, alpha version of this very same engine, could generally pathfind without issue. You know, it wasn't perfect, AI never is, but especially in these older games, you know, there's going to be sacrifices and quirks. But that pathfinding ability is gone in the Elder Scrolls Arena, and the reason I'm curious is because there's a lot of fairly unique level geometry here in this section of Stonekeep. And I wonder if there's maybe something about that geometry data that causes the AI to actually recognize it for what it is, so it doesn't just always try to make a straight line for you. Most of the time they still do, as you're seeing right here. But sometimes they will actually use like their sideways facing sprites, which means they're not facing directly towards you. And there's only one reason they would do that. That's if they're trying to pathfind around something. Alright. More orcs? Oh, that's fine, I can deal with that. Alright. Before I go further into those goblin tunnels, though, actually. Let's check the map again. Yep, we've covered everything here. I'm actually going to go over to the prisons. Of course, everything here is locked because these prisons were invaded while they were still in use. Oh, I'm moving slower than usual. How much am I carrying? 68 kilograms? Alright. drop that so I can move faster. It may take a moment for the game to register the fact that I should be moving faster now. Alright, if you're not going to follow me, then that's fine. I can fight you the old-fashioned way. Retreat and heal, as per usual. Alright, why am I still moving slower? Whatever. Oh, yep. Here he comes. Alright, bozo down. Are there any other guys down this path? Alright, that's just coming from the prisons themselves. Not something I'm too worried about. And finally, anything down this way. Since that door is locked, I'm actually going to leave that like that for now. Alright, and then this entire prison section is just a lot of islands surrounded by water. It's going to be mostly the same stuff you've seen before, just me inching my way closer to different enemies and whatnot. Since that Minotaur bozo is there, I'm going to take the time to go ahead and make a few bridges here, just to make everything a little easier for me. Yeah, after I do this, after I make a couple bridges real quick, 8 kilograms or 6, I'll go ahead and drop the silver longsword. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and fast forward through all of this, because there's really not much interesting here. After all the enemies are killed, there's some interesting stuff I can discuss, but until then, it's just stuff you've seen before. Alright, so all of the enemies here have been slain, and this place is safe. So here's a couple of interesting things I want to mention real quick. So let's go ahead and open that. So these doors right here, you notice you can't really get close enough to open it without falling in, right? So how do you open these without creating a land bridge? Like, what's the way you would open them? Jump, and you specifically have to release left click on the frame that you land. Just like that. Because most actions are registered when you let go of clicks in this game, not when you hold on to them. That door isn't too bad, but there are ones later on that are in front of lava, or orange water rather. And so those ones are a bit trickier to deal with. This is also how you would get, you know, any sort of loot piles or anything like that that are in an area normally inaccessible. The one other thing I wanted to mention real quick is just something that's a little nifty. That's the tunnel that we came from earlier. This is where we killed all the spiders. Spider killing area. Yeah, just something pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. We will be taking these tunnels to the north, I think. There's actually that one door that also led to the north that we ought to be taking first, actually. Let's see what's in here. Alright, I gotta be careful with those guys because they can actually seriously mess me up in record time. wolves are not the strongest enemies in this game by any means, but when you're coming in completely unprepared like this, no equipment starting at level 1, they can be a little rough. This dungeon as a whole isn't too bad for this challenge, just because it's the second dungeon of the entire game, the first one after you get out of the tutorial dungeon. It's not too terribly different from how some people are just going to play this dungeon to begin with. Because some people, some players don't necessarily prepare ahead of time, and they'll definitely have a rough go of it if they do that, but it's far from infeasible. Rats. Lizard men. Alright, let's kill these bozos real quick. Don't know exactly how many there are there, but not more than what I can handle, that's for sure. I could take a lizard man in a fight, right? Where is Orc? There's Stork. Got like very mildly stuck there. There's another potion. There is a war axe. Wolf bozo. Alright, any other bozos this way? Let's check our handy dandy map. Alright, those are the tunnels from there that would lead over here. And it's just a little room. I will say, the one complaint I have about the tunnels in this section is that they really don't look like tunnels. You're using a lot of the same textures that just general Stonekeep uses. It's not like this game doesn't have rocky, ashen textures in it. It absolutely does, so it just leaves me even more confused as to why they didn't use those. It's possible it could have been a technical limitation. Maybe they were just starting to run out of memory. Couldn't put that much more in the int file. I don't even have to create a bridge to deal with you. You're not, like, somehow stuck right there, are you? Okay, good. Small congregation of dead lizardmen right there. Oh! Well, that was a jump scare if I've ever seen one. That's a little bit of the stuff of nightmares. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit, don't you know? Alright, I do not want to get boxed in. Ah, there he is. Another bad thing about the ghouls is they can potentially disease you. Now, unlike Daggerfall, diseases in Arena will not kill you unless you fast travel. They will still drain your stats, however. I believe the game tracks disease progression whenever you fast travel. Like, that's when it decides to do that calculation. Combined with the fact that there's always some type of enemy. Oh, no. Oh, god damn it. What do I have? Stomach rot. And my short sword is broken. Great. Yeah, it will still drain your stats, but the actual disease progression is only tracked whenever you fast travel. So it's merciful in that regard, because especially if you also keep in mind the fact that there's always some type of enemy that can spawn from an ambush that will drop random potions, and if you keep in mind the fact that Cure Disease is one of the potion types they can drop, it means you can never get outright softlocked by disease in this game. Now, of course, waiting for enemies to randomly spawn and waiting for them to randomly drop a random potion and hoping that that potion is a Cure Disease potion is a strategy of absolute last resort that you would only use if you've truly messed up. I've actually had to use that strategy once. It took about an hour of grinding, but compared to losing your entire save file, that is actually pretty merciful. It's enough of a punishment that you will definitely go out of your way to avoid it whenever you can, but it's not so punishing that it just outright makes you want to quit the game. Whereas a lot of the punishments Daggerfall has are like that. You also have fewer save slots in Daggerfall. Jesus, if I can even speak at all tonight. Alright. I believe I got all that mapped out. Yep. And then that leads there, that leads there. Yes, yes, and yes. So now I can go ahead and deal with those lizard men. Alright. May as well drop my broken short sword. It is the heaviest weighting item I'm not using. But you can see, like, with all the weapons the game has dropped me on this run, and I'm still almost out. And on my first 2 runs at this, it didn't drop me any weapons at all, so I just kind of ended up in a not very fun scenario. Alright, the game's not wanting to give me that, so as a safety precaution, I will switch to my bow, because if I fall in that water for a second, and he hits me, what do you mean? You have got to be joking. I'm reasonably confident that stomach rot does not make your weapons break, so I have no idea what happened there. Now, if we continue forward here, basically taking up the tunnels from the east side, and we're just going to methodically head west. After that, we just have that final area there to deal with. And then we are finished. Where's this lizard man actually at? So surely it would have to be somewhere that direction, yep. Is there a room right next to me at all? Or not literally right next to me. It's gonna be somewhere over there. Which means I really do not want to get too close to that wall. Because if that wall is actually a floor, and he hits me through it, game over, man. Alright. I know how to deal with you. My mark is broken, that's fine. Alright, my fatigue is really starting to run low. The stomach rot is probably partially responsible for that, because I think stomach rot drains fatigue. Also, just water in general drains fatigue. It's very draining on your fatigue. Okay, so I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna go back there. See whether or not the enemies on that island are gone entirely. If not, I can always use more fireballs. Right. Should actually probably drop a few items down here. Just go ahead and make a bridge that I could always retreat to. There's no room to drop this here. Okay, what about now? There we go. Yep, the spider is that way. Make a bridge over. I can probably just fast forward through this bridge real quick. Oh, no, 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 no. That was too close. Oh, no, 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 no. Lucky, 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 lucky. That's why I really shouldn't push those things. One of those, do as I say, not as I do things. Alright. Where am I at in terms of all this? Oh. Okay. Just another ghoul fella. Yeah, these tunnels are quite long and quite samey, so... And it's unfortunate, right, because there's really not a whole lot I have to say here. You can kind of tell where the lower parts of the tunnels were versus where they dug up based off of where the water is, because the water is on the east side of this. Where is Ghoul? Ghoul is there, okay. Yeah, the only thing I don't particularly understand is how like, the end of it flooded then. But it's possible it could just be from water seeping in from the soil. You never really know with these things. Oh man, my final good weapon. I have daggers, but they break after 1 or 2 hits. Even new daggers. Alright, now let's explore to the north a little bit. Alright. These guys are not nearly as intimidating. Yeah, expect just a lot of this. In fact, I have an idea in mind for what I might do. I'm not going to say what it is, though, in case it turns out to be a bit too tricky to do, but... Yeah, I'm not going to make you sit through all this like I have to. Alright, and we are back over here. It's just a matter of those daggone lizard men. I don't know of a way to safely get to them. Where even are they? Doing a search. Alright. So they're over there. This is water tunnel lead. Hopefully to a better vantage point. Because they're... Where are they? Yeah, they're right there. I do not want to get clowned on this late into the dungeon. How do I get inside? I see what's going on here. I see what's happening. I've seen everything I need to see. These two clowns decided they wanted to spawn on top of the water. And now they get what they deserve. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, what can I say? Oh! Oh no! Okay. There's still more lizard man. Oh, I see. That's why there was someone chasing me. Right. I am now resorting to my fists. That is where we are at. Alright. Sorry about that. There was some significant background noise. Hopefully that's the last of that. I went ahead and raised the detail while I was in the pause menu. Alright. We're here. So, just gonna make a quick go around of it. Over to that island right there. Just to make sure it's all cleared out and that there's no bogeys there. Bozos, even. One nice thing about the Argonian race in this game is they swim really fast. Though it's also kind of funny because you can tell that they literally just flip the same flag that swimming in a boat flips. Because it's the exact same speed buff. Ooh, spooky noise! Alright, the wolf appears. Is going to play me like a damn fiddle, that's what he's gonna do. Alright. Where was that? Oh, okay, it was about that way. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, clicking on things will tell you, like, hey, you see, so on and so forth. Like, you see a wolf, you see a vampire, etc., right? But you can click on them through walls, which is actually really useful for trying to figure out exactly where an enemy is. The only thing about that is, depending on how far away the enemy is, it can sometimes be very tricky to actually locate their position doing that. Nice, nice, nice. Getting double hits on them. Oh, that guy was a lot tougher than his brother. That's for sure. I guess there's really just no walls I can get them stuck behind. I guess I just have to retreat all the way back there. Alright, it's good to keep in mind. Dagger. Honestly, those things last for such a short period of time. I don't think they're even worth using, really. Oh no, 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 no. Those guys actually take a long amount of time to kill with your fists. And there's probably going to be quite a bit of fast forwarding towards the end of this, because again, it's very hard to say anything actually interesting about these tunnels, because they're very samey and very windy and go on for a long period of time. It's certainly the least interesting part of Stonekeep. It's in a way almost unfortunate, because it is genuinely one of the better dungeons in the game, but then it just has this. Right, the ghoul's right that way. The positive. Oh, really? Yes, there we go. I'm able to actually hit him now. Yeah, on the bright side, the ghouls can't actually inflict me with anything bad anymore. The downside is that it's because they've already inflicted me with something bad. Stomach rot isn't too terrible, though. I can handle it. Alright, that guy is down. Alright. I'm really at a bit of a loss for how to deal with that situation, because they are actively causing other, much more dangerous enemies to spawn in an ambush pattern. Like, I nearly got ganked by that spider. Maybe if I route it from the other direction. Yes, I believe that should work. Alright. Ambient noise is gonna prevent me from hearing stuff for a moment. That's fine. Alright, yeah, that's where I would run to if I'm in trouble, right? Yep, something like that. That's an awfully windy solution. That's a better solution. Yeah, this is, of course, getting... This is actually inside the prisons again. Yeah, just establish footholds wherever possible. Always find like, a safe area you can retreat to. Just stuff like that. Rinse and repeat. Get out alive. Right. You've already seen like most of... Oh! You haven't seen that though. Yeah, so there's some sacrifices Golthog and his goblin followers have been making to Eos, the animal god, though he wasn't called that in this game. It was Daggerfall that gave a name and a purpose to Eos. There is a statue to Eos that you can find in here. you'll see that shortly. But even before Eos had a name, like, you could clearly tell that it was some kind of god that the goblins were worshipping. Okay. Nothing is following me in here. I don't like that. Where's that skeleton at, then? Yeah, that's my question. I just can't find him, and I don't want to get ambushed. Okay, he's over there. Doesn't seem like there's an easy way to get there from this side. But there's another entrance to the goblin tunnels. Because it seems like they were really digging around in general and just sort of attacking Stonekeep from all sides. Pretty smart maneuver, honestly. Especially for goblins, who are usually such dumb creatures. Is there a way in from over here at all? There is one. Alright. Skeleton that I can see right there. Oh, here we go. Alright, we'll fast forward through these guys real quick. Alright, I suppose we're tackling it from this end. Jump, I said. Alright, skeleton right there. Alright, time to get out of here. Preferably alive. Just gotta keep inching my way closer to him. Yep, I am now close enough to hit him. Good. Good, good, good. Oh. That was not good at all. Alright. Can I hit him? Yes, I can. Alright, that guy's down. Time to heal some more. I guess just rinse and repeat until I can safely rule out this side is cleared. Alright. Where is this ghoul at? Oh, he's over there somewhere. Oh, that's actually kind of bad. Okay. I have no idea how he got behind me, but at least he's in front of me now. Alright, Bozo down. Rip Bozo. Alright. With that taken care of, I should be able to actually start getting into here now. Spider, huh? That's just lovely, isn't it? Okay. Spider, and I have no idea how to tackle him. Actually, I do have one idea up my sleeve. If methodically going in that direction isn't working out for us, we can always just start from another section of the goblin tunnels. That is exactly what I'm going to do here. I can find my way over there. Yeah, even though I'm using a lot of tricks to make it so that I can win these fights in the first place, there's still a lot that can go wrong. There's a lot I have to do to make sure it goes right. Alright, I will fast forward through bridge creation real quick. See, are there enemies that spawn on this platform? No, there are not. Okay. I believe I've already been on that platform, actually. Bridge right here. That I can safely retreat to the moment enemies spawn. And enemies will spawn. Really now? Huh. It's quiet. Too quiet. Alright. Dagger drop. Bridge between those two areas created. There's a Minotaur somewhere around these parts. Don't know exactly where. I'm gonna be completely honest, this is not going nearly as well as my first successful attempt. Where is Mr. Minotaur? There he is. This guy should go down without too much of a fight. I'd love it if he gave me like a short sword or a tanto, but I ain't expecting a miracle. Oh! Let's create another bridge. Well, he did not follow me terribly far, did he? It's getting awfully close to passing that wall, but not close enough. Minotaur is nothing usable. Let's see here. I'm actually making good progress at getting close to the tunnels here. Alright. Wolves. I'm just gonna punch a wolf in the... Just gonna square punch a wolf right in the jaw a few times. Do that for a few more wolves, maybe. Alright. Bozo's down. Right. Where is Mr. Minotaur at? Somewhere over there. Check my map. There's going to be a wall right there. Minotaur is going to be right there. Alright. No more enemies right here. It's good at least. Alright. Really hoping this guy's past this wall somewhere. Those ghouls, they can actually hit really hard. Yeah, they have a huge damage variance. They don't always hit you hard, but they can do like 40 plus damage, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so that's all of them down. I'm going to rest here real quick. Hopefully everything is fine here and I don't like box myself in or do something else stupid that would just immediately kill this run right at the very end. Though it would be funny. Alright. I'm nearly done with these tunnels. These tunnels take a while. They're a very good source of early game experience. Like, the first 3 dungeons can get you a lot of good loot and good experience if you fully clear them out. I definitely recommend it. Later dungeons in this game, like, I will always say, like, don't just look up the shortest path, because then you're going to miss a lot of what makes Arena fun, because a lot of it is finding, you know, side rooms that give environmental storytelling and whatnot, right? But there are also just a lot of winding passages like this as well, so you don't necessarily want to fully clear out every dungeon in the game either. It's a mixed bag, as a lot of games from this era tend to be. But it is more good than bad. Alright. Unless something interesting happens, I'm just going to fast forward clearing out the rest of these tunnels, at the very least until I get to a certain set piece that I do want to show off. Alright, there's a spider that I am now currently fighting. Well, getting in position to fight, at least. Trying to make sure I don't get surrounded or ambushed while doing this, because if I do, it means I'll get ambushed by another spider or surrounded by spiders. In both cases, that would be very bad and would end my run very quick. I'm pretty sure I'm good now, so I'll just keep fast forwarding. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh. That right there is the nightmare scenarios. Thinking you've cleared out an area and then bam, an enemy that is capable of single-handedly killing you. Now, I'm not completely out of tricks if I get paralyzed by a spider, assuming I'm at least facing the spider. But it's not looking good for me if that ever happens. I'm probably not going to make it if a spider ever gets me. I thought for sure I was good to go, man. I guess it just goes to show you can never be too careful, huh? I believe there's something in here, because I never actually went inside of this, I just kind of worked around it. Yeah, right there. this is the set piece I wanted to show you. That is the statue to Eos. Again, he wasn't called that in Arena. In Arena, this is just a statue of a kobold. But in Daggerfall, that statue is given a name. Yep, that does it for the tunnels. I'll just go ahead and fast forward to when I'm in the final area again. Alright, and here we are. This is the bridge to the final area. This contains the very last guards of Stonekeep before they were all killed by Golthog and turned into ghouls, and I believe one skeleton. Alright, I'm going to build a bridge over to this direction real quick. I believe this should be the very last bridge I have to build in this dungeon. And this just makes it a lot easier to get some of the more straggly ghouls. Come on, drop it. Yes, there we go. Yeah, see, like that guy right there. I'd have to do a pretty scary maneuver to get him into a better position. But why struggle to get him into a better position when I can very easily get myself into a better position? Alright, just one ghoul left. Ooh, he nearly got a hit on me there. There is a skeleton or two on this island as well. So I do have to be careful of that. But and for the most part, this is done. There is one island left that has a few stragglers on it. Really shouldn't be a big deal. I'm sure I have more than enough junk items to make a bridge if I have to. And if I don't have the junk items on me, I can always just harvest some from other bridges that I have made. Alright. I know the skeleton is somewhere. Well, yeah, obviously the skeleton is somewhere, dumbass. Where is he exactly, though? But there he is. That's where the skeleton is. And say he's not so tough. I am going to do one last run around the island, just to make sure I did in fact get everything, of course. Especially before going inside the center, because that is not a spot I want to be in if I'm getting ambushed. Alright, and yep, that is in fact everything. What's on this corpse? Bag of 89 gold pieces and a tower shield. Actually not bad. So, this lock seems relatively easy. Okay. So an interesting thing about locked chests in this game is that unlike locked doors, you actually get as many retries on the locked chests as you want. So if there is a 1% chance that you can lockpick a chest, you can just keep trying over and over and over again and you will eventually pick that lock. I doubt this was an intentional feature, but it is cool nonetheless. Right, and there's that parchment. It also nets you a decent amount of experience points whenever you get a main quest object like that. So even if you wanted to clear out this dungeon, if you're maybe like a low level when you come in, that can be a very nice thing to have. Alright. There are bosses nearby. I don't think there's any bosses on this island. Yeah, they're all going to be on this one right here. And then I can just go ahead and hit both of them at the same time. Shouldn't take terribly long. Come on. Come on. These are the very last two guys. I always wonder about the fact that the ghouls in this game have yellow skin. Obviously there were palette limitations when making this game, but it doesn't seem like something that would have been so severe that they need to give the ghouls yellow skin, especially since the zombies don't have that. You can still clearly tell that they have diseased flesh. But I believe that is it. There's no islands over there. Cleared out all them goblin tunnels. Cleared out the prisons, cleared out the spider killing area. Alright, and that is Stonekeep. Now, obviously, if you come prepared, even if you're playing a weak class and a weak character build, this will go by much faster if you have a few decent weapons on you, and aren't literally going for every single kill. But yeah, not too bad. Not terribly hard for the second episode. It's going to get a lot harder come Fortress of Ice. Fanglair I'm actually kind of looking forward to. I think Fanglair is going to be a lot of fun. Except for one thing that's going to be tricky to deal with. But you'll just have to tune in next Saturday to find out what that's going to be. What town is this? Bellport Run. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. I should test out the bracers I got. I have no idea what that just did.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Alright, now I believe these bracers are going to... Huh. Oh. Oh no.